Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Um we are live and it looks like we got Instagram on board too. So, hi Instagram. Thank you guys for joining me. This is the
Hello.
first time I'm going to check with Instagram. I finally kind of got it to work out on what our issues was. So thank you guys for joining in. This is our credit kickoff. Thank you, Facebook. You guys are always here. YouTube, you guys are tagging in. So I got everybody on the stream. I just want to make sure I'm checking in to make sure that we are live and everybody is in here. And also drop in the comment section where you guys are coming from and where you guys are currently at now. So I want to greet you all for coming in. Thank you for joining me. And let me make sure I'm in the studio. And I just want to check. Okay. And we got Instagram. So, yay. Last week we tried to do that, but it didn't work out. Thank you for joining me. I seen Brian Jones. I seen somebody from Canada, D from New Jersey, Jackie from Augusta, Georgia, Ephraim from Dallas, Texas in the house. So thank you guys for coming in. We are going to talk about today, you guys. We've been doing the credit kickoffs. If you guys missed anything, don't worry. These are going to be live, and it is designed to help you increase your credit score by 100 points over this 45-day period. So if you guys have questions, we're going to try to drop the link, have enough time to drop the link so you guys can come up and ask your questions. And we have a discount code for our packages. If especially for this credit kickoff, my daughter Diamond Chanel, she has her YouTube channel, and she's going to drop that information. But today we have a guest that I'm going to bring up because we're going to talk about the topic of collections. We get a lot of emails where people have collections, but it's turning to a lawsuit. So, what do you do in that situation? What do you do if you have a judgment on your credit report, or you were served with a summons? So, we're going to talk about that today. Yes, mother and daughter. Yes, thank you so much. Fun House, Q's Fun House. Thank you guys for coming in. So a lot of people in that situation, sometimes they panic when they get served. And I want you guys to understand the difference. One thing, if you have a collection or a charge off, reporting on your credit report, that's a situation for your credit. But when you're getting summons, when you're getting contacted from attorneys, we want to try to get in front of that, especially if you have a lawyer group mailing you or anything that's a collection company. They're going to try to pursue a lawsuit. Now, people will contact me then and like, hey, I have a lawyer who's about to sue me, and what can I do? Can I send a debt validation letter? That is way too late now. You're beyond that, you guys. At that point, now they are actively on the ground, boots on the ground, trying to collect from you. And in certain states, if you get a judgment, you don't pay that, this can turn into a legal situation where some states can even lock you up behind that. So you want to stop that. You don't want your wages garnished. I'm from the state of New Jersey. You get a lawsuit in New Jersey, it can stay on your credit. It can stay on your that judgment can sit not beyond your credit report, just on you for 20 years, where they can garnish your wages. They can take money out of your checking or savings account. They can then pursue even putting liens on your home. So that's a serious situation. And if they come back, even after that 20 years, they can extend it for another 20 years. So that's like 40 years of bondage. So, but when it comes down to lawsuits, things like that, statute of limitations, every state is different. So if you're getting those kinds of situations, you need to know, can they still even pursue that legally? So you need legal advice. And unfortunately, I'm not an attorney, and we can't give you guys legal advice on that because we don't know. So you need to talk to an attorney in your state. And we want to talk about this tonight. If you have someone say, Catherine, we'll answer that question. Can they garnish your SSI? That I'm not sure. That's why we are talking about with an attorney. I don't know if that's going to be, I think you can go for a hardship, but it depends. Certain things in certain states, they might not allow them to garnish, wages. I mean, not wages, but disability. And maybe some states you have to put something in for a hardship. This is why we're talking about how can you get an attorney. And I understand you guys' situation, because if I'm already in debt, I couldn't pay it. I can't pay for an attorney. So we want to talk about a way how tonight with this guest, and I have did this in the past. This is a good one, you guys. How to turn away, how to try to stop those lawsuits before you get served. How to scare that attorney off if you can. We're going to talk about that. If you have a judgment, what you can do and how you can get access to an attorney, and how you can make money doing this. You can make money instead of, a lot of you guys don't have a really credit issues. This is why Diamond is here and her channel talk about ways to make money. A lot of you guys just got a cash flow issue. Say amen in the comments if that's true. Because I talk to a lot of y'all. Y'all have a cash flow issues. I never really met a person that said, you know what? I had good credit. I just decided to just say, hey with that. I'm just going to mess it all up. Nobody does that. No, I haven't met a person yet. It might have been somebody just said, but even when they did that, they were going through a mental crisis, like maybe a mental breakdown, but most people are not just going to mess their credit up because they just wanted to. They lost their job. They got sick. A loved one got sick. I didn't have the money. I really just didn't have the money. And so that's why I want to bring in this guest. I'm very super excited about this guest that we're going to bring to the stage. And Diamond, I want to give you an opportunity. Do you have anything to add to this?
First of all, I want to say hi, everyone. I've seen some comments. And we're also streaming on my YouTube as well. So thank you guys for coming in. And yes, I want to say that that's why I created my channel, for some practical ways that are honestly possible for you to use what you're using right now. So your phone, to use your laptop to make money. And there are plenty of different ways that you can do that. You can do work from home jobs. You can do freelancing and different side hustles that can all be done directly from home. And that's something Manny is also going to talk about when he comes up. So that's something that we'll talk about towards the end of the live, or going that way. And I'll give you guys some links to some of my videos that I've created that I think is going to be really helpful for you to start creating cash flow and creating multiple streams of income.
And let's be honest, when we're looking at the numbers today, a lot of you guys are in that position where your credit got messed up, because even now with inflation right now, it's really high. Everything is going up. And then you have politicians on both sides of the fence. What they don't tell you, part of this issue where they're talking about inflation, a lot of them business owners, those companies, when you were in the pandemic, they gave you stimulus checks, but guess what? You had to pay that back out of your taxes. So it was just a cash advance. They gave those businesses EDIN loan, PPP loans, and those big corporations got millions of dollars and they forgave that. They gave them free money. And then they turn around and play in your face and say, oh, yeah, inflation is high because they caused it to be high. Most of those politicians, I don't care who fighting. I don't care who fighting with one another, red or blue. It is really not for you. Okay, either way, red or blue is not for you. And all of them have one thing in common that you don't have with them. They're rich and you're not. So they're playing together. Okay, don't get it twisted. Now, what I encourage you to do is look at who's presenting what and see how that benefits you. Don't fall under this mind control because they are all playing for a special interest group. Don't get it twisted. Okay, they're playing for that. So now we're in a position, you guys. This is why you need to, if you haven't followed Diamond, follow Diamond, because now you're going to have to leverage businesses, you guys, some kind of, I know y'all working, I know y'all you're tired, but we're trying to get you ways, number one, to get a tax write-off. Okay, you need to get that tax write-off as much as possible, because it's a shame that you're working a job, they're taking all this money out of your check and then have the audacity to say at the end of the year, you owe me more. And even if you don't, and they're going to give you so-called your money back, they got an interest-free loan. You ain't getting money from the banks. All of us is in this situation. You know, we had credit issues. The bank ain't giving us money interest-free. You know what I mean? They not giving us. They gave the corporations money interest-free. They wiped that away. So think about this, y'all. I want y'all to say this. If I gave y'all all, let's just say 500,000, 500,000. Everybody in this chat, chime in after I put this. If I gave y'all 500,000 and then I said, oh, you ain't got to pay me back. How much of a genius do you got to be to make money? If I gave you 500,000, think about that. How much of a genius do you have to be to make money at that point? I just gave you 500,000. So you're getting free money. So this is the thing. The government make most of their money off of payroll taxes, off of you working. And the rest of them is outside of that game. They're really working together. If you see them fighting, they're fighting for their interest group who got them in office. That's just what it is. And I'm not really even knocking politicians, but so much because the way the system is made up, they can't even get in office without money backing them. Sometimes for them filings just to get in, it might cost them 150,000 just to throw their hat in the race. So it's the system that is causing this corruption, to be honest. So I said all that to say they're printing money, you guys. You can't outwork that. That's why some of y'all are married and y'all both have good jobs and you're still not making it. Because at this point, they're printing it faster than you can make it. You're not going to do it right now. That's a done deal. You got to leverage your credit at this point in order. How can you buy a home when last summer or 2 summers ago, a home was 300,000 and now the average home is 100,000 more, 450,000 across the nation. How you going to outwork that? Think about that. How you going to save for that when 1 year they done printed extra money and now a home, even if you save that 300,000 in that one instance, once they push that button, you ain't got that. You're already 100,000 short. That's not going to happen. So what we're trying to give you up, you're going to have to get some ways around that. And I'll land my plane there. And we want to bring to the stage Clarence Manny, and he's a representative for a legal service. And this is going to help you guys also make money and help you with some credit issues. So, welcome, Manny. How are you? Well, I
I'm
call
good.
Manny, you guys. Y'all might hear that, but Clarence Manny, I call him by his last name. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you for having me. I call myself Manny too, so it's
Oh,
all
okay. Okay.
good. I have you on the front, but I also have the chat on YouTube as well, so I can see what's going on in the chat there.
Okay,
You hear me?
welcome.
You can still hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, great. I saw somebody said they got sick in 2018, so I definitely understand that. I got sick in 2020, towards the end of that, 2021. I was sick with cancer. It took my hair. No, it
No,
didn't.
nah,
I
that
was
ain't
already
happen.
bald.
He been like that. He just
I wish it took all of it, to be honest with you. I got to go shave this off now. But yeah, when things happen, how do you get ahead of it? So I'll talk about two things. I know this Diamond, who's awesome, by the way. First of all, just to give it back to both of them, I know Miss Beckley and I know Diamond. I think she was a kid. She was a teenager, like 15. Now they're killing it. I've seen this go from 0 to, like Drake say, 100 real quick. But it wasn't. I shouldn't say real quick. It was over time. But I've seen it. And I remember the first industry that I introduced to actually a young lady, Miss Peters, and she told Sherry Beckley about it. And Sherry, no way, you guys are lying. There's nobody doing that in inspections industry. And I showed people how to do that, which was pretty cool. But I've been working with a legal service provider, Legal Shield, now since 04. And just to talk about that, how we've been helping people, a lot of times people come to us on step 15. So they really should, when you have, there we go. When you have a legal matter, you should address it early. You should address it as soon as you see it about to happen, or you have questions, like somebody was asking questions in the chat. That's when you should really have an attorney. The challenge is attorneys will want to bill you between $200 to $500 for their expertise. And that makes sense. If you pay 500 grand for student loan debt, you gotta get your money back. So I don't give it away for free. No, that doesn't happen in any industry. So why should it happen in the legal industry? So what oftentimes people do is they say, it'll go away. I know I owe Capital One $3,000, but they can't get blood from a turnip. I'm sure you guys have heard that too. So that matter doesn't go away. When that matter pops up? When you're broke, when you don't have nothing, such as during COVID. Right, when a lot of our jobs went down the drain. I know my job the industry went straight down the toilet bowl, and that was it for a little bit, right? So now that you got these companies like Capital One and everybody trying to get their money back, and they were suing people. Imagine getting sued by the bank. You owe the bank $2,000-$3,000, but they're suing you now for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and they already took you to court. You just didn't know they took you to court. And they've already had the process. They got the judgment against you already. And then you call me at the end of that. And so it's hard to reverse stuff a lot of times when these things are happening, because the person's on step 15 instead of step 1 through 5, let's say. But here's how we do it. And it works so much better if it's a preemptive strike as opposed to a post strike. So the way we're going to do it is putting the member in touch with the law firm, letting them talk to the law firm of their state. Every state has this set up, all 50 states, doing it for the past 52 years. So now the members can call in, speak to their law firm. If there's paperwork that they need to review, I recommend you don't pretend to be law and order. That's usually doesn't work out too good, y'all. So you'll take that same paperwork, whether it's an insurance policy or a judgment, whatever, send it into your law firm. Let them do what they're paid to do, which is review that document. Now they can see on paper what's going on versus just taking your word or my word for it. And, that's not good. No intelligent attorney is going to do that for you. And instead of billing you $200 to $500 an hour to do that, and then charging you independently to review the document, and if you've been unjustly treated, writing a letter on your behalf and not charging you $500 for a letter, because, ladies and gentlemen, it can cost $500 for an attorney letter. And if you own a business, which I recommend, if you own a business, I had one lady in, I believe it was North Carolina. She had a legal matter and she needed an attorney to write a letter. She didn't come to Legal Show. She already had an attorney. The attorney wanted $1,000 for the letter. So she had him write it. It didn't get the desired results the first time, so she had to do it again. But she didn't have the $1,000 the second time. You know, she had to run a business. And if you're an everyday Joe running a business, who has an extra $1,000 to throw for an attorney to write a letter? But she remembered me, and she called me, and we set her up so that she could start getting help with that small business legal matter. So whether it's personal or professional, it doesn't matter. But the main thing is you want to put this in place prior to something happening to you. Now, let's say you're like the average American who's going to do it after. That's what we do. We attack stuff after the fact, right? I'm good for that too, man. I went to the dentist, right? The dentist said, Manny, you got some good teeth, but you come here too late. That's what he said to me. He said, I need to do root canal, right? By the time, root canal sucks. I've had like 6 or 7 of them. They really suck. So I'm going to recommend y'all, not just about brushing your teeth, right? Because you can look great, but it's about going to get the preventive care as well at the dentist. So same thing with your legal life, right? You want to do it early, but in the event that you didn't, here's how we can help with that. Our law firms do go to court with people. I love that. Some people don't realize that. They think that lawyers don't go to court with a legal plan, but no. Our lawyers go to court with you. Some things don't even go for you without billing you at all. I got to tell you, if you drive a car, which most of us do, don't wait till after you get a speeding ticket to call me, because you might not like me as much. You'll still like me, but maybe not as much. Imagine having that lawyer in the courtroom without billing you. I actually did have one lady, she hit and killed the little girl. That sucks. The girl didn't die right away. The girl died 5 days later. But when you hit somebody and there's bodily harm, it's a different situation than, just a regular ticket. So the cops, they impounded the car. They toxicology report, the breathalyzer, they're doing all that to you. They take your cell phone, right? They want, what were you doing at the time of this? And they're looking at your cell phone and all types of stuff. Your rights are gone at this point, right? And the little girl didn't die till 5 days later. When that little girl died 5 days later, that's when the problem really occurred. And this wasn't a young lady that did this. This was a 65-year-old. This is a lifelong friend of mine. And so she didn't know what to do. Somehow through the grapevine, I found out. I went to her house. We sat down. We called the Pennsylvania law firm. And when I tell you that something that should have cost between $10,000 and $50,000 at least didn't cost her a dime. Now, I'm not going to say that's always the case, but it didn't cost her a dime for whatever the law firm had to do. That's powerful. Without a legal membership, she would have been on her own. I can't tell you what would have happened. Okay, there we go. Make sure I don't black out there. All right. So in any case, that's just motor vehicle. When we're dealing with these judgments and lawsuits, check this part out. You're going to like this. If you're a proactive person who has a membership in place at the time of the lawsuit being filed against you, as long as it's not considered pre-existing. So let's say you get a program in 2024 and you're getting sued for something that happened really in 2018, 2019, that's pre-existing. But let's say you get in 2024, you start a relationship with the bank or something, and something goes down and business goes sideways, and you're getting sued in 2026 for something you did in 2024, but after you became a legal program member. Guess what? Representations included in. It's up to 60 hours of attorney time from day one. And each year that member's on the books, those hours increase by 60 until the 5th year when they max out at 300 hours. So that's powerful for a civil lawsuit. I love it. I personally have had this since 2004. So I got more than 300 plus hours. And if I need more hours, I can buy them for an extra less 50 cents a day. 50 cents a day. I can get an extra 100 hours for in a trial defense supplement, which is just amazing. But
now, one of the things that's been powerful on because I a lot of you guys, if you have been or following me for years, you would have contact with Manny. And one of the things for you guys when it comes down to collections, I always tell you guys, if you get a collection and it says an attorney office, you need to sign up for this ASAP. And the reason why, what he was saying with the letters that the attorney can write for you in response. So if you get an attorney to write these people back, it looks like you have representation. And a lot of this is powerful because if you're working on your own, or a lot of these attorneys now are debt collection companies. I don't know if you guys know that. They're not just attorneys groups anymore. They just specialize because it's so lucrative, because they know your law in your state, and most people are so scared. So they won't even fight it. So if you're a person that's getting letters for those legal group, a legal, it says law office, you need to speak to this man ASAP, because what happens is you can get in contact with an attorney in your state, and then they can write them back. They can write a response for you. And if you have some documentation, like he said, if it's something pre-existing, you're not gonna get them going to court for you. You're not pretty much in the plan at that point, but they can write they can respond to that attorney's office, and you can ask them, if they process a lawsuit against me, what can I do? And another powerful part, if you have a judgment already, you can ask them, what can I do? They might not can represent you, or if they do, it's going to be a fee, but they can tell you the legal paperwork many a times that you could put in at the courthouse to try to get that judgment overturned. Or they can let you know if it's something that was done right. I know a lot of people didn't go to court. If you go to court, sometimes that's a little solid when you go to court and it was heard, but many people get a default judgment. And in my experience, sometimes they don't serve that paperwork to your proper address. They might have served that paperwork to your old address, and then you never got served. And so you couldn't come to court, or you couldn't respond because you didn't know anything about it. Then you need to talk with that attorney, and they can tell you if it's some steps that you can do. They can tell you the best way on your situation in your state, how to handle it. They can tell you the statute of limitations for that, because some people, I think Portfolio Recovery Service just got busted by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. They were taking people for lawsuits and suing them for debts that they didn't even have a statute, a limitation was expired, that they couldn't even collect on. But because people were so scared, they never responded. They got that judgment against them. So those are the ways that his legal the ways of using legal services is powerful. Actually, Manny, you can talk about it. I had a legal issue recently that I had Legal Shield from Diamond when you had that party, but when you was 17, when I bought that car,
Yes.
we had an incident. Remember that? We had an incident. I did her a birthday party sleepover at a hotel, and the noise that they were hearing, the girls wasn't even there. They had actually left, but it was a complaint that we were making noise in the room, and it was just me and my godmother. So we were just having a conversation. It was actually another room. And so the manager came pounding on the door, and me and him got into a verbal confrontation because he's saying, you making all this noise in the room and this, and this. And I'm like, nah, you got the wrong room. It's nobody even in here. There's nobody in here but me and her. And so we got in a confrontation. Long story short, he kicked us out, and he said I damaged. We had just got there maybe 30 minutes ago. I did damage to the room to be spiteful and snatched $900 out of my account. Straight up. I got with Manny. He pointed me in the direction, and I got my attorney. And now I had Legal Shield already. So that's who he worked with. He worked with Legal Shield. I already had it. I had got his card. I said, give me your card. I got a problem. You'll be talking to my attorney. You can really talk spicy like that. I tell him all the time, my attorney will be contacting you personally. You know what he did? Sent that to that attorney. 3 days they got that letter. By the 4th day, that money was back into my account. ASAP, Rocky. Okay. Because like I told him, I'm going to sue you. All right. You keep playing with me. So I had the attorney, I told them about the situation. Not only did they write, this was a Marriott branch of company. I think it was the Spring Hill Suites up there. I'm gonna call them out in Somerset. Yeah, I did it. Spring Hill Suites in Somerset, and their manager did that. And so they put his name on there too, and serve them legal notice of a lawsuit about. So they did that for me. Next day, they put that money, pretty much after they got that letter, they would put that money back into my account. So this is how powerful this stuff is. And I see a lot of you guys saying y'all need Legal Shield, and you really do. Because, and I'm going to let Manny come back up, but I just want to give y'all I'm just a testimony of mine. Even the Legal Shield, it don't just cover you. It covers your children if you get that family plan, and also your spouse and your teenagers. My teenagers had got tickets. Legal Shield can help represent them. So it's not just coverage for you. And what I'm going to say, like, if a lot of you guys have credit problems and it's you and your spouse, you might get the collection, but your spouse is going to be involved in this too. If you're married, this could be a double coverage for you and your spouse. So I suggest, if you guys got charge-offs right now, it might not even be a collection yet, you should get this ahead of time. Okay, because this can be a powerful tool for you to use as a bulldog tactic, even with your current charge-off companies. You can ask the Legal Shield attorneys to write them on the proper documentation. You want the history. It just makes it look better when it look like you lawyered up, like I have an attorney, because they are real attorneys. Don't think it's like, oh, it's a discount attorney. No, these are bar attorneys. Okay, this is real attorneys. And if you have repossessions and things like that, it's what, 10, they can review your contracts for you up to what, 10 pages, Manny, if I'm not
15.
mistaken. 15 now. So a lot of y'all with repo collections, charge-offs or collections, you need to talk to these attorneys, because there's certain processes that should have been done when you have a repo. It's certain responsibilities. They're supposed to give you a chance to get that vehicle back. They're supposed to also notify you when it's going to auction, to give you an opportunity to be there. How much did they actually sell the car at auction? So there's some letters that they should be sending you guys in the process, so you can talk to an attorney in your own state to find out, because you got what we always talking about. If the FCRA, that's the Fair Credit Reporting Act, that's a federal law, but you guys got state laws too. You have state protections. So I can't talk on that because I'm not an attorney. This is the avenue. You talk to your attorney that you have with Legal Shield, and the price is really affordable. So I'll let you cue in. I know
can we get your link so that we can drop the link? Because I know there's people that
I'm addressing everything in the chat, but it's coming in so fast.
Yeah, it's coming in first. But no, I'm just telling you guys, if you got repos, y'all charge-offs, you might have not got anything yet. You need to do this to have this. It could be a powerful tool if something come up. You know what I'm saying? Or if you want them to write your original company, just to ask them for, where's the history, my account history, to make sure that everything is lining up. Because you dispute with the credit bureaus, but as you're disputing with the credit bureaus, any inaccuracies, now we need from the original creditor then we need those documents over there to see the history. Is it lining up to how it's reporting?
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but you know how that can be.
Yeah,
That's,
we got it. We got you. Chat. We Diamond, Manny, do you have a link you could text to me for?
yes.
Okay.
I actually put it in the chat.
Okay, and I'm gonna put it in the chat and pin it too. Text it.
Yes.
Or you on your phone right now?
Yeah, I'm doing it all there. So
Okay,
yeah.
okay, we got you guys, and so
Yeah,
you guys
but
can
I love your story, by the way. That was just an amazing story.
So that's one of the ways. And can you break down the plans for people so they know the cost?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our basic legal plan that you're looking that I'm describing here early, which can help with these charge-offs as long as we're not dealing with your LLC or something like that. That's our basic legal plan, which is only $29.95 a month. Now, if you own an LLC, like I saw an individual who was asking that question, we have, just depending on the needs of your business, the simplest one will be about $14.95 extra. Like I said, 50 cents a day extra, which you're looking at on top of the legal plan. Or it could be as big as the biggest plan I think I've ever sold was about $230, somewhere in there. That was the entertainment company. They were doing business across state lines. They operated across the U.S. and even internationally. So that's not going to be a $15 plan to cover that. They had employees and all this. Is different when you're dealing with music and industry and entertainment and all that stuff. So, you know, it just depends on the needs of the member that we handle. But all these things that you guys are asking in the chat, somebody asked, I think I saw a divorce question. Yes, we can help with that. We help with collections. My favorite issue is
I'm going to tell you one of my favorite ones that a lot of you guys, I had someone in my group, our Facebook group. I have a free Facebook group if y'all want to join there. And y'all like this one. I had a young lady who during the pandemic, she's out in Long Beach. Their company was trying to push people out, their landlord trying to push them out. And she got Legal Shield, the attorney there, to write the landlord. A lot of y'all that's moving out of these places, the landlord keeping your security deposit and all of that, boom, get Legal Shield to write them. Okay, get Legal Shield to let them know if they don't give you back your security deposit, you're gonna have a problem over here. I want my money back, you know. And so what it is, landlord tenant, that's on every individual state. A lot of you guys that's getting collections, even for landlords, you need to do this because they'll sell that to a collection company. But if you get Legal Shield to write them, they know the landlord tenant laws in your state. Some of them, if they never wrote you to tell you what in 30 days, generally, many, I know like a state like New Jersey require them to put that security in a interest bearing account. What is that? A bank account. So if they didn't do that in a certain period of time in New Jersey, they have to do that in 30 days. If they don't do that in a certain period of time, the landlord can owe you double. So these things you guys need to know so you can use the attorney to actually challenge them, and that attorney know the law. So they can tell you, they can look at your lease and say, oh, no. This isn't right. Because a lease is drawn up, it doesn't mean that it complies with your state laws, you know? So these are the things that you guys can do, you know, with these legal services. It really gives you your own private attorney. I mean, how powerful is that? And this is not really expensive to do. Because like he said, what's the lowest? Because you know, with me, I'm a landlord. I'm kind of have more layers to mine. What is what's the best price, man, for everything that's what's the price? And once again,
all right. So if you're average Joe, you don't have a business, you don't own a real estate, you're not a landlord. Let me say that. $29.95 would be the basic legal price. So it's less than $1 a day. Truthfully, I paid for gas. I literally fill up every day. I hate to say that, but I do. I fill up every day. It's more than $29.95. When I go out to eat, it's goodness, just stopping for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're over $30 a day if you're on the road all the time. So $29.95. If you're a landlord,
ghost pepper wings from from Popeyes, and that cost me $25.
Exactly. So it just depends on the needs. If you're a landlord, then you're gonna want to pay the $44.90, because the worst thing that can happen is you call the law firm, and because you don't have the right supplement on it, they say we can't help you. Or you own a business. See, a lot of people own businesses and don't realize that. Lawyers for a small business is more expensive than lawyers for my my real estate property or whatever the case is. So everybody's concerned with profit and loss. Everybody is concerned with that. More so profit. They don't really even think about loss. But the two words you really need to think about are litigation and liability. So you own a company. Let's say you own a landscaping company. Maybe the vendor doesn't want to pay you. Maybe you get sued. So that's where having a legal program work with that. And I even tell people, even if you don't have Legal Shield, you need somebody. It's just we're usually more affordable than your average guy. And also, somebody in the chat said something about how can I make $5,000 a month? I know they're directing
and
that.
we're gonna get to that. I just wanted to make sure. Yes, that's the favorite part we want to get in. We're gonna talk about that making money part. But can you tell them with the family supplement, how much is it? Because most people do need that family rider for the whole family. How
you're gonna like this. $29.95. So the legal plan covers the member, spouse, or domestic partner. It covers the children. Exactly. Covers the children up to the 26th birthday. It covers as long as they've never been married, need to live at home or go to college full time. And if you have any not independent, you know how you have aunts and uncles raising kids, so you're the legal guardian, it covers that child up to their 18th birthday. The back end of this, I didn't even talk about, which is better than the legal, the identity theft side of the house.
Come on, let's talk about that. That's credit. Let's go. Let's go. What about the identity theft? It's a lot of that. Oh, hold on. Let me get you, Manny. You hit.
Sorry.
Okay, there we go.
There we go. Sorry. It now comes with credit counseling. Here's why. This is so cool. You guys are gonna love this. During pandemic, there were a lot of credit repair companies that popped, and the SEC said, "Wait a minute. You guys are licensed by the Department of Banking and Insurance in your state." And so they were shutting people down left and right. And this is very important to hear that. They were shutting people down. It only takes the one senior citizen to give a call and say, "Hey, this is what happened." And now you not only get shut down, but they fine you $250,000. So your business is busted by the U.S. government, by the way. So what Legal Shield has done, when the member has the legal plan and the ID theft plan together, right? The combined two plans, they now get access to the credit counseling portion of the membership, which now will include not only more calls to the not the law firm, the licensed private investigators in the credit resolution department to help you how to rebuild yourself up, but also maybe you need more letters written. Maybe you need this done. So now you've got the law firm and the licensed private investigators and the credit counselors working together hand in hand to help lift you up. So that,
to add on, with these huge data breaches, I'm doing stuff on that.
Yes.
You know, Equifax had a huge data breach, and a lot of this stuff that y'all seeing on your credit reports, inconsistencies, you don't know. It could be a result of identity theft. And if I'm not mistaken, doesn't Legal Shield also give you insurance for some of this?
Well, that I'm not going to say that. No.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure. Okay.
But here, I'm looking at somebody's question here. It says how does Legal Shield compare to Legal Club, if anyone's ever heard of that? I can address that. There are other legal companies out there. Legal Shield is the most comprehensive legal plan on the market. So what that means is that, I'll give you an example. I always use Hyatt because Hyatt is bigger than Legal Club and is better than Legal Club. When you call a company such as Hyatt, or I'm sure Legal Club, Either you're going to get a referral automatically out, or you're going to get X amount of time to talk to that attorney before, extra charges kick in. With Legal Shield, you can call in and speak to the attorney for unlimited matters without receiving a bill. Some things are deeper than others. Sometimes you will not like the answer you get, because just because something is unfair doesn't make it illegal or something like that. So that definitely happens. But the members can call in and speak to the law firm and not have to worry about all that extra stuff. And we're not perfect.
Let me talk. Let's put in another big one. Child custody.
Love it.
Let's talk about it. You already know.
All right. I love child custody. Here's why.
Child custody.
I'm gonna give y'all a story.
My spouse went through that, and y'all, a lot of you men, you better tune your ears on this one. Child custody issue.
All right.
Go into that one.
I love it. I deal with it every day because that's my issue. And not that I'm going through that, but that's the issue I like to help people with. Let me rephrase that. All right, so I'll give you a story. I have a young lady here in New Jersey. That's where I'm at in New Jersey, y'all, just so y'all want to know. And Legal Shield is the grandfather of it all in the USA. There's a company called ARAG out in West Germany, which is actually the godfather of legal services, but Legal Shield is more comprehensive than them as well. In any case, this young lady is going through a child custody issue where her ex-husband wants to take the 13-year-old daughter back to Turkey so that the 13-year-old daughter can marry the 17-year-old cousin. Now, if y'all are American, we don't do that. Our 13-year-old daughters are not marrying our 17-year-old cousins. That ain't happening. So, that's causing a fight. So she goes to an outside attorney before she comes to me. The outside attorney was $400 per hour, right? And his upfront retainer fee was $9,000. Now, here's the thing. If you don't have the money and she didn't have the money, listen up. Nobody cares if you and I are broke. Nobody cares. That's our problem, not their problem, right? Same thing with McDonald's. I can't be hungry and go to McDonald's. They're going to say, get out if you don't have any money. So anyway, the attorney simply said to her, hey, you call me back when you get the money. Click. She came to me. We put her in a Legal Shield membership for $29.95. She called the attorney here in New Jersey. The attorney said, I need $2,500 to go to court for this issue. It's a deep issue. It's not a free one. It's deep. We can't do your child custody issue for free or your DUI or anything like that, but we can give you a nice discount. But here's the best part. She was broke. She didn't have the money. So what do you do now? Well, the Legal Shield attorney said, okay, here's what you're going to need to do. And they started walking her through this process step by step to the extent possible. Sometimes it is you need an attorney. There's not much they could do without you having an attorney. But in this case, they were able to walk her through the process step by step. Now, she ended up coming up with the $2,500 to go to court. She had to go to court 4 additional times. The Legal Shield pricing was $4,500. The $9,000 guy would have been about $30,000. So that's how Legal Shield can help people. And if people understand it here, then it's a no-brainer.
And I see JK just said, how about child custody or child support? And that's a great question, because listen, guys, listen, girls, child custody, and a lot of y'all with child support issues, and people say, I got this child support on my credit report that keep coming back. That's your state issue, because different states handle things differently. Some of them are reporting directly to the credit bureaus. And so a lot of people, I'll tell them, you need to talk to an attorney because your states run differently. And a lot of you guys can keep more money in your pocket if you have more child parenting time. So this is going to even deal. And I know, even with me and my husband, thank God it was fortunate, but child custody issues can run you like $10,000 on average, you guys. So like he's saying, you can fill out that paperwork yourself. You can start that, but it's so complex. You need help from a legal, attorney. Just like Jay said, what about probate? They can help you in all of these areas, you guys. They can help you with probate. What we had Mrs. Jones, I referred you to. I don't know if you know. I think Andrea Jones, she moved to another state. And her issue started in New Jersey, but she moved down south. You were able, even with Legal Shield, for you to talk to an attorney in that other state to help you with that legal problem. Like me, I moved to Texas. If I have something that happened in New Jersey, it been times I was able to contact to a New Jersey lawyer who was able to help me. So this situation is really powerful on using the Legal Shield. But I'm gonna just switch gears, because if y'all have questions, Mr. Manny, especially personal questions, he will love to help you. But I want to get Diamond involved in this part, and we're going to talk about making money, the part that we all need. Like, just like we're giving y'all advice on how to help people and learn this system, you can come in on this too. Okay. We're going to talk about, and Diamond's going to chime in, and we're going to talk about this being an at-home business, you guys, on how you can make money and generate income. And you don't have to have no work schedule. You can do this at your own free time of making this money. So we want to talk about that on coming on the business part. And the last thing I'm going to say, it is an honor if you guys can work with Mr. Manny. This man right here, if y'all don't know, where I give you from the inspections, grass cuts, all of that came from him. When I talk about audits, when I was talking about the pharmaceutical audits, all of that, this man actually is the game I haven't even gave you, you guys, that I got from Manny. Like Manny said, he knew our friend Michelle. I met Michelle. We all did business together. I met Michelle in a real estate deal, and she introduced me, and her became friends instantly. And she introduced me to Manny. This was about like what, 10 years, what, 20? Oh God, 15 years ago almost?
Yeah, it's like 2012, 2011. Yeah.
Wait, no, I met her before that, and then I connect. So it had to be around 2012. I stopped. The day I met Manny, you guys, and Michelle, I stopped working for somebody else. That's how powerful really connecting with him. One thing I could tell you about Manny, let me brag on you a little bit, Manny. Manny, if you broke, y'all talk to Manny. Manny got something for you to do. I used to be, if I had my money was running low, I'll call Manny. Wait, I need some money. What do I need to do? And Manny will tell you, oh, I got you a couple of things. You could do this. Manny connected me with so many other people that I made money. The day I met Manny, I started making money. So, and I'm not talking about baby money neither. We're not talking about we're not talking small money. I'm talking about 10 grand a month money. And my whole life changed pretty much connecting with Manny. And Manny is just a wealth of knowledge. So I'm just saying, if you guys do come on board and work with him, if you take what he have and work with him, with Manny, you're going to go somewhere if you're determined to go somewhere. But if you're not, do yourself a favor, don't connect. Because don't do it. Because Manny is that person. He gathers no moss. So Diamond, I want you to chime in because you are familiar with Legal Shield and talk about the making money part and how powerful that is.
Yeah, for sure. I know that I could definitely talk about why making money is important. And even in these situations where we were talking about that, the main issue, especially when it comes to credit, when it comes to a lot of issues that we have in life, is that we just don't have enough money, or we're relying on one source of income. And I know Manny is going to be able to talk about this more in depthly, and I'm excited for him to even tell you how much he makes per month in Legal Shield. But it's simply one of the methods, which is what we're doing now, is sharing the information. So through something called affiliate marketing, and this is something that we use in many different areas. So it's just simply referring a friend. Hey, I have this service. would you sign up for it? And then you get paid a commission for that. So this is something that you can do totally from home, and you can integrate this into whatever field that you're in and where you would need, or other people would need, legal services. And so it's just as simple as that. Here is my link, sharing that link so that somebody else can sign up. And not only are you helping somebody, you're also getting paid to help people. So I want Manny to go ahead and talk about his journey with that financially and how much he's made through Legal Shield.
And let me just chime in one more thing, you guys, to piggyback off of Diamond, what she said, because I do the credit part. What have I been talking to you guys about? Business credit. A lot of you guys are not going to get out of this cycle of bad credit if you don't get over to the business credit. And doing the Legal Shield, just like how Diamond is saying, you're gonna have you can do this almost like an affiliate marketing, which is very little cost to get in. And Manny will tell you, you pretty much almost got a franchise business where you ain't got to figure out how to expand. They already have the systems in place for you. Now you got tax write-offs on your car. And now you got your insurance, all of this stuff, lunches that you have with clients. Now this is a write-off, but now it puts you in to get in business credit because you have an at-home business. Understand, you can get business credit without being an LLC. So this is what we're talking about as a independent contractor. And what you're going to do now, you're going to clean up your credit, because this is how this is going to work. We got to clean up your credit. But now, instead of having all this utilization reporting to your own personal credit report, having this Legal Shield business, I have a business, and now you can go to the banks and get business credit cards with a EIN number and report your utilization to your business credit reports. And it's not showing up on your personal credit. So Legal Shield is that opportunity of that business coming in. And as Diamond is saying, affiliate marketing, and Manny's going to explain that you can bring more people in, and this is very little cost, and you have a business.
Awesome. In fact, while you guys were talking, 2 of y'all just went on to the site and enrolled, and I can see it. And I'm going to be texting y'all so that y'all get y'all information, and corporate's going to email you as well. And you can also, please don't be afraid to call me, because I see the questions in there. I'll schedule you in for a call. I know tomorrow's going to be wicked just because we have an event that I'm going to. So Monday through Sunday, I normally take calls up till 10 p.m. Eastern. I don't have a problem with talking to you about your issue and, going further with that. But you can definitely enroll, and now you're in and you can get going. So let me just tell you about how the business works.
Manny, tell them more about, and I know, because I want y'all to I want you to give them how powerful this is.
Yes.
And you already touched on it. Tell them what happened with you. Because me and Manny started with the inspections, and we're going to show you how powerful what I'm telling you. Y'all don't have a cash flow. Y'all don't have credit problems. You have a cash flow problem. Me and Manny was doing inspections.
Mm-hmm.
He introduced me from the inspections to the lawn care business with the banks. And then his situation happened during COVID. So tell them about that.
Right, exactly. And yeah, it was crazy. I mean, when you get sick with cancer, that's deep. So I want you to imagine this. You have your regular job, and I've turned inspections into a business/job, whatever you want to call it, purely independent. I don't like getting paid under the name Clarence Manny too much. I like getting paid under my CKM Services LLC. It's allowed me to do other stuff like ERC loans. Well, I ain't even gonna get into that because the government saw that and they started shutting that down. God, but it's okay. It's okay. But anyway, during COVID, imagine your industry you just see it nose diving, which is what happens because even though we work independently, we still have vendor companies who are sending work. And if they don't send you any work, you don't make any money. So it was no different than being in any other job where the boss is responsible for sending you work. But I was working this Legal Shield thing during that time. In fact, Sherry remembers this. everything exploded in March. We had a contest of people getting $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 from just winning the contest and things like that. And we came in first out of the whole company. And all of a sudden, my Legal Shield business, which is already rocking and rolling as a ring earner with Legal Shield, but to the tune of over 6 figures, because I trained some other folks to do the same thing. We took one young lady who, I swear to you, she looks like Diamond. My God. In any case, we took this young lady from being evicted in the month of March 2020 as she was on welfare, but she was working with me for January, February, and March. This young lady's work ethic was unbelievable. So when April 1st hit, that $8,000 that she was able to say, here, look, boom, 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 pay off the landlord. That was the last time she heard from the landlord. So to take people from welfare to 80,000 or whatever thousands of dollars they were making, to have other folks making 6 figures is incredible. And that happened in inspections too, where I believe it was Halen who saw what we were doing. She wanted a $15 an hour job. We showed her inspections. She not only made more than $15 an hour, but started her own landscaping company, which I then told Sherry and Michelle about. And that young lady just took off and exploded too. So entrepreneurship will allow you a chance to do like I did, to be sick, to work from the beach every day, because I would just drive to the beach because there was no work. Might as well go somewhere, go to the beach, or go. There was nobody in New York City in Times Square. I might as well go there, right? And to have that opportunity. So whether it was a little, I only wanted to make $83 a month when I started Legal Shield, but to make over 10,000, 11,000, 12,000, help other people, that's the opportunity you have. You just have to take it seriously. Whether it's inspections, Legal Shield, whether you're working at McDonald's, y'all, please take it seriously. You can possibly own the McDonald's. There's a lady in Irvington, New Jersey. That's where I live. If you saw this young lady, she was an immigrant from Africa. She worked her business like crazy, not Legal Shield. She is an entrepreneur. She now owns how many IHOPs and McDonald's restaurants and cornbreads, all because she took it serious, and she's now a millionaire with that. So yeah, absolutely amazing. Her story is unbelievable, but you just have to take it serious. Become a professional in the industry. Link up with me. My number's in the chat. The website's in the chat. Just link up, and we will work with you hand in hand and show you how to do this. And like I said, you got 2 awesome people right here who I look at every single day. Keep it every day. And I'm just giving y'all this, and I'm gonna be done. Country Wayne, that's a guy I follow. I always talk about him to y'all. Country Wayne, I've seen this guy go from he said he made his first video $70 is what he made his first video, to kicking out 12 videos a day, to paying somebody over $1 million a year annual from his social media. But he took it serious. So just take it serious. Link up with Miss Diamond, link up with Miss Sherry, and y'all will kill it. Thank you. And
one thing I just wanted to, even through your experience, like with Manny, he was going through chemo and he couldn't go outside during the pandemic because, your immune system get compromised. And we talked, him having Legal Shield where he couldn't do the inspections. Sometimes he wasn't feeling well enough to do the inspections. He was still making money, taking and supporting his daughter and his wife from the comfort of his own home. Even though his body, he was going through, certain things, overcoming that, but he wasn't totally bankrupt behind the situation. So this is what we're saying, having that additional stream of income, you guys, it was the difference from him being homeless. You know what I'm saying? Homeless and not being able to pay his car note and all these other things, from having to one of your record. He actually turned it to one of his record years of making money because he had another opportunity. So I saw someone say, is that what the inspection book is about? Yes. Y'all can do the inspections. I did a book on that, on the inspection industry. You can do this with Legal Shield, and these things tap you in to business credit. Now you have a business. You don't have to, you guys, sometimes everybody, I got to get my LLC. Sometimes just make money.
Yeah.
Because remember, Manny, that's how I started. He
And
gave
connections.
me that. He
Yes.
gave me that piece of advice in the inspection. I'm like, I gotta get my LLC. He said, no, make money.
Yeah.
And what happened? The first month I worked with him and took their advice on getting into the inspections, I was able to get the LLC the next month. You know what? Because I made the money to do so. So we
Yes.
know where y'all are. Sometimes when you cash strap, you don't have all that money to start right now. Even like $150 is a stretch. Like I ain't had, you might not have that $150 to do already, all of that. So I had to just get popping. I had to just do what he said. You hooked me up with Elisa, and
Yes.
thank God
Yes.
for money. Thank God he made me what. Manny, what in the inspections? What you was making like $8,000 a month? I thought he was lying.
Listen, I just did that the other month in inspections. That was a $10,000 a month from inspections. Doing one of the things they had me do was a secret shopper, which was like, you'll be surprised the stuff that is available to you. You got to work though, and that industry, truthfully, I wasn't even referring people to it anymore because of the miles and the this and that. And the average Joe, it's work, but it can be lucrative if you do it right. And also, I forgot to mention this: keep your eyes open for the connections you make. Through inspections, I was able to meet with an attorney who's working with the HR department for the city of Newark, New Jersey Housing Authority, which has about 400 employees. That guy was best friends with Judge Clarence Thomas, who's on the Supreme Court. He said, wait a minute, let me take you over here. He brought me to the back of the HR department. That connection got me a group. Y'all understand? A group. So instead of helping one family, imagine helping 200, 300, 400 at a time.
And I signed up with him with Legal Shield. What was my first month? My first
March.
month,
I knew what it was. It was March.
My first month with Legal Shield with Manny. That's why I said this man gets you money. With the inspections, I think I made $5,000. I quit my job. My job wasn't paying me with the inspections was. Remember, I was working a job. I'm like, man, I'm quitting this. Quit my job. Was making consistently. What the first year I made like 80. No.
You guys probably did more than me.
Yeah, I doubled down. Actually, the first year I made over 100,000, and then you hooked me up, and Manny hooked me up with the grass cuts. We made what Diamond 80,000 in 3 months with the grass cuts. It was crazy, y'all. And this is how you can get into this business credit. And Diamond, chime in, because once Manny hooked me up with that, then Diamond started doing inspections, and she was pretty much a teenager doing the inspections.
Oh, my daughter has done them too.
Talk about that because we're just really just talking about now how you can bring your family in. It's just not just about you. Chime in, Diamond, on that part and that part of the journey.
Yeah, for sure. I remember when we started to do, well, first you were doing the inspections where you went into the houses. And so you would have banks that need you to check for occupancy or check and see what's going on with the house, right? So my mom would go out, she would take the pictures, and then she'd come back, give me her phone and like, hey, can you upload the pictures? And you fill out the information. So it was more like, what color is the house? How tall is the grass? Blah, 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 things like that. And then my mom started to pay me from that. And I was about probably 17. Again, this is like 10 years ago. So I was about 17 at that time. And from there, I know my mom would always be like, a job ain't nothing but work. So she did not want me to work. And so she taught me how to do business, and she taught me how to do freelancing and do all of these things. And then once I started driving, then I was able to go out and do the field inspections myself. So we would split up a list. She'll take 20, I'll take 20. So that means we got 40 done. We worked together even under one account, just under her account. And I started to learn what it was like to not get paid hourly, but to get paid in a different way, doing it on your own. So knowing that the more that I am able to do, the more money I'm going to get back, and getting out of that mindset. So even when I started doing door dashing and delivery services, it took me out of the mindset of getting paid hourly. So now I had to think, okay, what is it worth if a DoorDash is paying me $10, but it's 15 miles away? What is that worth to me in gas? What is that worth to me in my time being spent? So it was a total mindset shift that led me to be able to come on YouTube and to talk about different ways to make money, to talk about passive income and things of that nature, just doing these things. And one thing led to another, and we began making 5 figures a month and things like that. Just growing in it. But I like what Manny said, you have to work. Like, a lot of people don't want to work. They want a quick side hustle, and they don't think that they have to put in the time or they have to put in the effort in figuring it out. But you have to work it. Whatever you do, you're going to have to work, period. So that's just what it is.
And let's talk about, then we went to the grass cuts. You were running that whole operation. I think you were 16, to be honest, with the grass cuts. And what happened was, all of this stuff started taking off so much. My nephew started doing that. Even with Diamond, once the company figured out, because you was driving at 17, remember Innovative, they figured out that, oh, somebody else was doing, they created her own account. They was like, she was doing such a good job. They sent us more work, to be honest, on those types of inspections I was doing. And like Manny introduced me to other types of inspections, that so the whole field inspection industry, I got into insurance, audits. So what we're saying is, you guys, not only just like how we work together, bring your family into this. A lot of these opportunities that y'all come into, you can make even more money if you can bring people in to work together on these situations, and then you can grow more. Because then with Diamond will tell you, I have a certain credit line she got me on hers. So I worked her credit. You know what I'm saying? With the business, her now she'll get business credit cards. She add me on them. So this is what I'm saying. You grow, like, so y'all can leverage, and I know it's a lot of information. I know we're just like bombarding you with a lot of stuff, but what I'm just trying to tell you on how things can go, you don't do things overnight, but we want y'all to, so, okay, I see I'm doing, Uber Eats. I'm doing DoorDash. I like this. I work my own schedule thing. I see how this works. Then you move over into this. Oh, I see how this works. So it's not overnight, but what we want to do is gradually get you financially free, so you're not contending with credit issues, because your credit issues is really either one or two problems: education, you just don't know, on how to pay your bills on time, or cash flow. That's it. So this is why we're trying to kind of take care of those areas with that. And Manny, come up and tell them how the pay and how the program work if they want to come in on the business side of legal shit.
Okay, awesome. And by the way, I'm loving this. When Diamond mentioned DoorDash, I did DoorDash too. And you know why I did DoorDash? First of all, it was an opportunity. But second of all, I wanted to do it. I wanted to see what it was like. I actually said that my ultimate goal when I become a senior citizen, like 75, I want to work at Walmart. Not because I have to, because I want to. Like, there's a big difference. But the key is, check this out, become a professional at what you do. Diamond is a professional at this. That's why I tune in. Sherry is a professional. You know who's professionals? Is you look at TV shows like the Kardashians, you go, these girls are idiots and stupid. No, they are professionals. So when I tell you about the network marketing industry, don't just think about it as, oh, that's one of those things. No, you become a professional. I've been saying this for years. You can eat like a fat cat. And I'm going to tell you about the compensation right now. As I'm sitting here, I'm seeing my app just going, boom, you have a member. Boom, you have a member. Boom, you have a member. Every time someone enrolls in a membership, we get paid for that. anywhere, let's just say if it's the lowest membership, which is the $30 plan, that's going to be anywhere from $35, right, up to $370 or more, depending on the plan purchase. The biggest plan I've ever enrolled as a Legal Shield associate was $1,800 commission into my bank account. Now, here's the beautiful thing, y'all. I'm also an insurance agent too, so I do life insurance in a few different states. There is no underwriting. I'm laughing at this. You got to understand what I'm saying. There is no underwriting, which means that when the membership hit, the member's covered and I get paid the next day, even on a Sunday. With an insurance policy, that ain't necessarily the case. I'm not saying it's bad, but if they look at me and say, wait a minute, first of all, I may not could sell myself a policy. Y'all realize that because I had cancer, right? Y'all realize that. If I sell myself a policy, it's not going to be the same price. It's going to be up here, right, for a little bit of coverage. If I'm overweight or anything like that, it could be my hobbies and habits that could change the price of the plan. But with the Legal Shield membership, we get paid anywhere from $35 on the low end if it's just legal, up to $370 or more per membership. But right now, I'm just going to tell y'all this. Sherry, the last time this happened was 2020. During 2020, that was the most explosive time in Legal Shield, 2020 to 2021. Starting October 1st of last year, it's like that again. Not that we weren't doing good before, but, people during 2020, you had a lot of paper ninjas, meaning people were trying things out. They were taking karate classes online and getting black belts, never having been in a fight. You can't do that. So that'll cause a lot of people to quit. But right now on our team, as of Saturday, here's what the bonuses were. The lowest bonus was like $1,000, $2,500. It went up to $19,000 in bonuses. So, and there's going to be more than that. Somebody else in the company got a $35,000 bonus. It's been Mr. Malloy got a $500,000 bonus. He made over $1 million last year. So it's the opportunity is great. You will not make money overnight, though. It's not a job. It's just like any business. You start a lawn cutting business, you got to get a customer, right, before you can do anything. But over time, you can really do some big things, and you don't have to quit your job to do it. So, and be a professional. If you come work with me, I'm gonna teach you how to be a professional and have fun.
And some of you guys will do well if you are like Manny said, like with my first month, I made $3,000 because, like he said, I came from the insurance industry. So if you guys have connections and things like that, some of y'all are on the PTO. You already have you are in with businesses already that can use this even for their employees, and like he said, as he went out to inspect, I ain't going to murk that pot. We ain't going to murk that pot, but he had an angle. I ain't going to murk that one, but he had an angle
Yes.
of a pitch that was really good for him because of the access of things that he had access to, like even with us, what we had access to with people who are already in just financial issues. So he leveraged that. So what I'm just saying, some of you guys might be right there like with me to make that $3,000 a month. Just leverage the contacts that you have. And if you don't, you can build them. Just think of different ways of doing that. But you're not financially bound to do that or to be at a job.
Right. Just learn how to brand. We'll teach you how to brand yourself while you're working. You could be working your regular job and do so much and not realize it. You could walk out. Let me just tell you something. When you walk out the front door of your home, you probably just see houses or building, whatever it is. When you walk down the main street of your town, you might just see businesses, but what you really should see are potential customers and business clients, business partners of yourself. So that's the key. The world has gotten smaller, social media, and you'll be able to do a lot of things if you follow the system.
And you guys are talking to people at your church. Just like Manny said, he found out. It was unfortunate with the lady that, you know, the young child that lost their life, but he heard it through the grapevine. How many of you guys know right now, if you join, that you know somebody that's going through issues, credit issues, like I explained? These are potential people that you can sign up, that you're actually helping people. You know, this ain't you just railroading people. People need this help. They'll thank you for doing this. So you know, contact him and he can help you guys on the business side of it, to join and come in and mentor you there. And Diamond, do you have something else you want to add to the situation also?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Now, my whole thing is I'm biased and I'm like, listen, social media is the best way to get the word out there, because the way that I look at social media is it's an opportunity to get eyes on you. So nobody can purchase from you, nobody can connect with you if people don't know that you exist. So social media is simply a way to say, hey, I'm here and I exist and this is what I do. And a lot of the times people are really focused in on the selling portion rather than adding value and simply giving out value and giving out information. So as Manny said, as he was sitting here and he's talking about Legal Shield, you all found that valuable. And so then you signed up, and that, you know, that's how he's getting paid, right? Because we're giving out value. And that's one of the best currencies that you can exchange is, hey, I give you value, you pay me whatever like that, or I get a commission off of you being helped through this service. And most people have no problem with that. Genuinely, most people that we've talked to want to pay you. They want to make sure that you're going to be compensated as long as you give out something of value to them. And something that I say as well is giving out something for free. And there's this psychological term for it called the psychology of free, which is that people feel obligated, or they have an obligation to reciprocate when something is given to them for free of value. So this is why, you know, you do a buy one, get one free, and you're more inclined to get that because you're like, hey, you're going to give me something for free. I don't mind putting out, you know, I don't mind paying for this to get something back. And so I don't want you to be afraid of telling people, hey, here is this service. If you sign up with my link, I get a commission. People, they want to be able to help you if you're helping them as well. But I definitely want to say something that I learned through the past year when we were going out and doing a lot of networking is not to neglect those personal connections and getting out there. And that I know a lot of people are uncomfortable with social media, and it might not be for everybody, but don't neglect the traditional way of shaking hands with people, going into different places. And I tell people, I was talking to a young lady that has a cleaning service and she want to do cleanings with churches. And she's like, well, how do I get my first clients? You need to go and sit and find a smaller church who most likely is not going to have a cleaning team already and might need some help. And you're going to sit there on Sunday, listen to the sermon, and then introduce yourself to the pastor and tell them what you do. You know, so you get out in the field and go to these different places, especially now that COVID is over. Start shaking hands with people. Don't be afraid to talk to people, and just be in the right places in the right at the right time. It's all about simply allowing people to know that you exist so that you can help them and they can help you.
And to add to that, how all of us, how many people had legal problems? Let's just be real. Raise your hand. I can raise my hand. And we all know when you have that legal problem and that lump that come in your throat because the just fear, this is helping people, y'all. I'll be honest. When Manny gave me the referral, when he told me that, when I had an issue, when he introduced it to me and I was having legal problems, it's not like you're selling me, you're really helping me. It's a relief. So that's part of these services, is helping people. So don't feel bad. Like, don't even think, I didn't think about, oh, Manny, you getting a commission. No, thank you. Because I need help. I could talk to a lawyer, because when people call attorneys, How much is it, Manny? What, $75 an hour?
No. The
$100
auto mechanic is $75 an hour. The lawyer, if he's cheap out of college, is $200 an hour. Up to $500 is average. That's average, and you obviously above that.
And this is just to ask about a situation. This is not writing a letter yet. This is nothing. This is just to grace him to grace you with his presence. And you tell him about your legal situation. A lot of them make you pay a consultant fee. And I don't blame them. Because like Manny said, they have tons of student loan debts and they got to take care of their own family. So the value of most of this with people, and to write a letter, how much is in an hour?
A letter, check this out. A letter is usually, if they're cheap, 150 to 500 is about right. But the reason why just per letter. And that could be a generated letter.
And I had an attorney, they charge you by the hour. It depends on their rating, on how that, and to review contracts. You guys getting that for what, $29.99 a month? Come on. That's why I said
no contract at that.
And pennies on a dollar. You know what I'm saying? So pennies on a dollar, you guys. So this is what we're saying. And as like Diamond saying, just bringing value for that, and we're talking about a business at the same time. So, and using social media and using your connections, like she's saying, going out, shaking hands, you guys, just hearing about people problems. Y'all, how many of y'all right now know somebody going through legal issues? Think about that. Everybody right now. I'm not being funny, but that's just the time we in. Right now, whoever I know so-and-so is getting evicted. I know so-and-so is going through this. Y'all, that's a potential customer sign up right there for your business. Everybody that remember the Boondocks when Tom was like, what they said, I know 5 black people I hate right now. He said, Usher. Yeah. I know that might be off cuff. I should have said, but remember that he was like, I do hate. If I ask y'all 5 people y'all know going through some legal issues, you'd be like, I know my daddy got this going on. I got this going on. Y'all got a ton of people right now that with problems. Okay. And some of these people are dropping their problems on you for free because they're calling you every day with some problems that is above your pay grade, baby. I ain't even got the answers for. Y'all need to go ahead and hook them up with who can help them. Number 1, Jesus, and number 2 is attorney. Number 1, Jesus is the lawyer in the courtroom. But you put him here in the court of heaven. But number 2, connect them with the earthly lawyer to help y'all out. And I rest.
I want to add to what you were saying, and to making in people's mind as well, that when you're doing this legal services, like my mom was saying, that there are a bunch of people who need legal services, from traffic violations. My mom does it with credit, life and whatever the case is. And so what you do is, this is what I would suggest, that as you're getting in through it, you get into a groove and you figure out something that you're really passionate about talking. You know what I'm saying? Kind of talking about, which is what we call niching. And so let's say yours is that you just really want to help single fathers with their custody battles, or whatever the case is, right? So you really start to talk about that, and people will feel a lot more connected to you when you have passion behind what you're talking about. And you're saying, hey, this is why you need this. This is going to help this particular situation. So I hope that makes sense. What I'm saying is, you're talking to a particular group of people. It could be moms, single moms that need help with evictions or whatever's going on, right? And just talking to that situation that you are passionate about, that you really want to help out in. And that also helps to to sell. It also helps you with making money because you feel more connected to that topic and to the person that you're trying to help, that you're talking to.
Can I just say this also? This is in line with what you guys are saying too. Personal development is going to be key to your growth in whatever you do. It really is. It ain't just about making money. You can make money doing anything. But the reason why I know that I'm going to explode in 2024 is because I've been feeding into me like you would not believe. And a lot of your success, Diamond Chanel and Sherry Beckley's success, is because of their conversations that they have with you. They're not trying to sell you on anything. They are not. I mean, a sale is made, obviously, but they're not trying to do that. They're trying to converse with you and help you in different regards. And by doing that, believe me, you can do it too. And if you want to learn how to do it, just link up with one of us and we'll find a way to do it for you. You got a group? Get me in front of your group.
Yes.
Get me in front of your group.
And another thing, sign up yourself. You know, like what Diamond was saying. You remember the hair club for men? I'm not only what's that? What he said? I'm not only the president. I'm a client.
But I'm a client. Are you saying something about me?
No, but I'll be honest, because when you use something or when you went through something, you can really talk about the product. I can really honestly, y'all, gotta say this Legal Shield thing. A lot of people have a misunderstanding sometimes, but when you know how to use it and the utility of it, it is really a good service. I told y'all about my experience and how they had to run me my money. Somebody about to run me my money. You already know, Manny. They already contact me anyway. The other letter I got from Manny the other day, I was so mad. I said, Manny, let me tell you what they did to me. He got me with my legal. He was like, look, this is how you got to handle it. This, and that. And you know what? They apologized too. They got that. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh, you know, Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah. They got that. They got that certified. These lawyers ain't playing with them. They sent that certified, okay, from the law office of ... You know, and people get right in them real quick. Some of y'all got a bad lemon car that y'all bought. Y'all better get this and let this attorney get at them. You know what I'm saying? So utilize it yourself. And then you can tell about it. Once you start, you can sign up and become an associate at the same time. Like, you don't have to wait for one-on-one. And while you using it, like Diamond is saying, now you can have a passion. Somebody said, I wanted to help fathers get their children back. Yes. That is true. Because
I've heard that at least 5 times.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't realize, like, until with me marrying my husband, that how, like, that system is kind of harsh, y'all. And you stuck paying child support and you can't see your kid and people bossing you around. Men, if that's a passion for y'all need to sign up so you can help other men. Like Diamond said, tap into that passion. And I don't mean to get biblical, but that's how Samson got his super strength. The reason why he was fighting against the Philistines, because they killed his wife because he was married to him. So sometimes, y'all, like, some things that happen to us become a passion. That's how I came into credit. You know, as Little Kim said, I messed my money up. I messed my credit up. And so things like that, I had to come back in. And that's how I suffered. So when I was talking to Michelle, we referred back to her. She was in real estate. Michelle, like, connected to Manny. When I start telling her to, like, yo, you can get your credit together like this and that, because I was investing in real estate, she was like, girl, people need to hear this. Like, you need to help people with this, because she was a real estate agent. That's how we met. And I said, nah, you know, I didn't think it was valuable, to be honest, because most people I talk to, you're diving to tell y'all that, like, how I'm talking to y'all. This is how I talk to my family. It could be overwhelming sometimes. She'll tell you it could be overwhelming. But so they, you know, not saying her, but other people that know me, they don't, like, it's like, that's her. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do.
You.
Yeah, that's me. But she told me it's valuable to people. And I didn't think so. And Diamond, to tell you, I did that one video, on your floor. I was in your room sitting on my floor. And I put that out. It took off. It was crazy. It took off. That one took off. I did the second one and it went 4 million across Facebook. It got shared where I was just talking about credit. And Michelle was right. I always thank her on that. I said, because she was the one that really pushed me to part. And then, you know, God spoke to me and told me, yeah, I needed to share this. And so I said, well, let me go on and put this out here. And this is how this channel got birthed. So it's the same thing with y'all with legal situations. If you have experienced unfair landlord, people, a lot of y'all experience that. Let this be your driving passion when you selling Legal Shield. Tell them how you can utilize that on how to not do that, because it'd be messed up. People just taking people's security deposit if you didn't really mess up that place. You know what I mean? And vice versa. I'm a landlord. Some of y'all really messed up my stuff.
Yeah.
So you will get this Legal Shield on your behind too.
Yeah.
Like, it goes both ways.
Yeah.
You know, so whatever your situation is, you can help with this. Y'all, I mean, Legal Shield, if you're a mother that's not getting child support and this person is ducking you, Legal Shield can help you with that. Guide
That's
you.
my favorite issue is family law, child custody in particular.
And we're gonna close out. I just want Manny that one last story about student loans. Tell them about the story with the student loans.
Okay, I got like a million different stories. I'm gonna give you this gentleman is now a multi-millionaire. I'm gonna give you his student loan story. All right, so Mr. G, I'm gonna call him that. He used to be the RVP of the state of New Jersey. This gentleman was given bad advice where he was saying he was told you can defer your student loans, right? The student loan mafia won't come after you. You just defer it. And I think the government will take your tax return, something like that. He was just given some advice on that. And he was doing it. And he's paying off his student loans. And lo and behold, he actually ended up paying off his student loans. But then he received a call from a debt collector.
Yeah.
And the debt collector said, we don't have any records of you paying off your student loan. If you know anything about student loans, that's the one debt, and medical debt. Don't get into medical debt if possible. You can't file bankruptcy for it. You can't get rid of it until you die, right? So anyway, they said he owed thousands of dollars. Thousands. It was like 50 grand or so.
Wow.
So he ended up calling his New Jersey law firm, telling them what happened. They had them send over the documentation from the loan company. They wrote a letter to the loan company with to the debt collector. Sorry about that, debt collection company. Long story short, he said he never heard from the debt collection company again. Everything wiped out. All that wage garnishment stuff that they were doing to him, that stopped. All of that because of a letter that should have cost at least $500, but was covered under his Legal Shield membership. So that's just one student loan story. I got so many in my head that I probably forgot them. Just flat out.
And Diamond, you got something to add because we are even broadcasting on your platforms.
My dog is squeaking right now, so. But yeah, I just wanted to add that if you guys want to learn more ways to make money, that you guys can come to my channel. Like you can look me up on YouTube, Diamond Chanel. And these are the things that we talk about. I talk about different types of ways to make money through work from home jobs. But for me, everything is going to be digital. So this is stuff that you can do directly from your home, which directly lines into Legal Shield and everything else that we were talking about here, and practical things that you can actually do. And it does take work, it takes time, but these are things that are very possible to help you make an additional income, to help you replace your current income. And it's just extremely important that you have these diverse ways of making money.
And let me add to what Diamond is saying, you guys, diverse ways. So you can do the Legal Shield and do some of the things that Diamond is showing you too. So like Clarence Manny was saying, we were doing the inspections, but he was doing the Legal Shield at the same time. So when the inspections went down, he still had income when he got sick. So what we want to say is we want you to have many streams of income. The more, the better, you guys. And Diamond can attest to this. How many streams of income are we at right now? I started Well, no, I started with my home, like with being a landlord. Then Manny introduced me to the inspections. From the inspections, I had the inspections going and the grass cuts. And from there, I started doing the social media part. I wrote the book. I'm at 5. And what we got tons of affiliate. I got tons of affiliates. So I'm gonna say I'm about 10 streams of revenue at right now. 10 streams of streams of income. Diamond, how many are you up to?
I gotta count it, but I'm gonna assume 6 to 8 for sure.
Clarence, you up next. How many streams of income you are at right now?
I think it's 7. It could be 8, but one of them might be dormant. You know how sometimes you have one just sitting there. You can go back to it if you feel like. In fact, make that 9.
And we're saying all of this to say all of us have good credit. You know what I'm saying? And this is to maintain where you are, you guys, because it's about this is how you maintain your financial situation. This is how you maintain your cash flow. You don't have to really start overnight. We're not telling you you do all of these things overnight. But what I'm telling you, if you do the legal shield, still watch Diamond Channel because it could be something else that you could do. We're not telling you to leave your job. That's not what we're telling you. No, we're telling you to keep your job and find other things that you can do to get revenue. So I just wanted to tell you guys that I'm going to drop the link. I know we are over time, but I did promise you guys. I know Diamond, if you got to go or if anybody got to go, I just want to invite at least one person up just to see if they have any questions that they want to give. I just dropped the link. I'm also Diamond, drop your YouTube channel. I was trying to put that in, but I have it here, but I don't want to make that's Diamond's link. But Diamond, drop your YouTube channel so people can follow you. And if anybody have any questions, I'm going to put the StreamYard once again. And if y'all have questions about what we talked about, then you feel free. If you got questions for myself, Diamond, or Manny, you can come up if you got money questions for Diamond. If you want to talk about your even financial situation, because a lot of you guys, you got really high credit card utilization. And so, you know, a lot of times your credit is not going to go up if you're not able to pay that down as fast as you can. So she can help you. If you guys want to reach out to her, she can help you with ways to earn income. So if you want to work from home, you want digital products, she can help you. And she was doing consulting to help people find their passion and start their business. Manny will be great to help you. He will guide you on Legal Shield and what he can help you. And Diamond just dropped her email there if you guys want to connect with her, and she can help you guys. And also subscribe to her channel. It's very important. I know some of the people on her channel might see this. We're broadcasting from Sherry Beckley, my channel. I'm Diamond's mom. And we just wanted to make sure all our platforms got this information. Instagram, I have them in here that they all got this information. So I don't see anybody coming up. So I wanted to
asking those in the chat. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If they have Diamond, you had start some questions. You want to go through those?
Yes. Okay. I'm not sure. Maybe these questions might have gotten answered by this point, but let me just see. For Legal Shield, we had a question of, do they only defend you or will they go on the offense if necessary?
Yeah, they can go on the offensive, which is a lot better in my opinion anyway. The challenge is you as the person who's got the issue. Are you coming to them on the offensive or the defensive? In other words, are you coming to us after they already sued you and got the judgment for $10,000 and your wages are being garnished? Or Are you saying, hey, this company is not doing the right thing, we need to do this, that, and the other? Yes, they can help either way.
I saw a few other questions about concerns about a scam. So maybe this is something that both of you can talk about. If you're getting a call saying, "Hey, we're gonna sue you. We're gonna put a judgment on, we're gonna put a judgment against you." How do you know that that's not a scam? I've seen a couple people say places like Target called them and they thought that it was a scam. So what should they do if they get that call of, "Hey, we're about to sue you"?
I can tell you what I've done because I've gotten that call. Don't give out any information. In fact, this is very key right here. Never say the word yes. Okay, because I've heard of that being a scam. So if they say, "Hi, is this Sherry Beckley?" Do not say yes. Okay. Also, don't give out any information on that. If somebody says, "Hey, you're about to get sued, we need this, that, and the other," don't do it over the phone. Even if it's coming from PNC Bank, Chase Bank, whatever. Call your bank if that happens to you. This is just a freebie, y'all, because it has happened to me, happened to my mom, happened to a bunch of us. And I'm the identity theft guy, and it happens to all of us. So, don't answer anything. Call your bank, call whoever it is that you think you have the issue with, and find out.
And that is exactly right, because there is a lot of scams out there, you guys. Even with banking, I had with Bank of America, they was calling from Bank of America actual phone number too, you guys. Approve it. So with all of that, they need to contact you in writing. And like I tell y'all with collections, don't do anything over the phone. Don't give any. First of all, y'all already know my stand. I don't know who you are. Anyway, that's a lot of that is racketeering, because I don't owe you nothing. That's number one. And if you keep playing around, you're going to get this lawsuit. That's what you're going to do if you put that on my credit report. That's just how I go about it, because you don't know them. You never did business with them. They never gave you a service, a Uber ride. You ain't buy no t-shirt from them. So how do I owe you anything? Remember, you guys, because the debt is owed, don't mean that any Joe Schmo can come and collect on it. Y'all all owe light bills right now, or a water bill, or your rent. That don't mean I can knock on your door and say, "Here's y'all lease, pay me your rent money." You would be boo-boo the fool to do that. Okay. So it's the same way. You would be boo-boo the fool to be paying people you don't know and you never did business with. Okay. So they need to put something in writing. So no, do not give them any information over the phone. And if they are a real debt collection company, I told y'all you have to send those debt validation letters in the mail. I did a video. It's a ton of them that's already banned. So you could be getting scammed by paying these companies, even though they're a debt collection company. And maybe in another state they're legal, but your state might have banned them. So there's a list of companies, collection companies, that the FTC have already banned. So don't pay these people, and it could be on your credit report. Then if those are on your credit report, you need to contact the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. So just understand, always send a debt validation letter, or with Manny, get that lawyer on their behind. That's what you can do. Get that attorney on them, and tell your friends, and you can make a little money too. That's what you do.
Somebody asked if a company went bankrupt, do I still owe them? That's a legal question. That actually is something you'd have to talk to the attorney about.
Exactly.
I couldn't answer that. That's direct legal question. Awesome. Somebody's ready for you, Miss Beckley.
Anything else?
Princess Price.
Diamond, you gonna
So I know we're kind of going over time here, but we'll be here every Saturday. So this is something that we're going to be doing. All the links are in the comment section where you can find all of our information. I hope that you guys enjoyed the information tonight. And if you need to reach out to any of us, we're all super friendly, super open, super happy to answer any of your questions and to help you all in any way possible. So that's all that I have for tonight. If you want to close out.
Yes, and our beautiful hostess, Diamond Chanel. She's our Vanna White. She's Vanna Black. The Vanna White. I thank God for Diamond for coming, because she's always a big part of the help. A lot of you guys don't know. She's also helping y'all when she replies to some of our emails. So the beautiful Diamond Chanel is running a lot of the back offices. I have to give her flowers. A part of my I can't do anything without Diamond. I keep it 100. Diamond, no, I can't do nothing without her, because now I'm just stating it out front. She know her mama, it knows nothing. The packages she set up, my whole digital game, it's her. The ebook is her. I might write this stuff, but she knows how to order it. And she's actually my advertiser. She actually is an advertisement company. She's a media company. So she gets paid for that part of the business of building the websites here and everything like that. So I want to thank her for all her help. And I'm going to clap it up for Diamond. Thank you, Diamond. And she's really doing what she's saying online. She really does. And so I want to thank you for all your help. I can't do these lives without you. I want to thank Manny for all your help down through the years, you guys. I thank you. Clap it up. I thank you for your fight. You know, you kicked cancer's butt and you're here right now through the pandemic. Yes. And you done put a lot of money in my pocket. So bless you.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I just answer one? Sure. Shannon Green just said, does a married couple get a membership? The answer is one membership, meaning covers the member spouse or domestic partner and the children in the home as well. So you're all good.
You're good, Manny. You seeing my stuff I can't even see.
Yeah, I'm watching the chat.
See, this is why I need my technical people like Diamond Chanel, and now Clarence Manny is on the team. So thank you everyone for joining me. I really respect y'all time. I know this is not our usual to go over, but I just hope it was beneficial. We usually make these credit kickoffs like 40 to an hour. So I thank y'all for being patient with us. And if you have any questions, you can contact us at the email address here. And anybody that come in, we will keep these up. So I hope you guys have a blessed night. Anybody have any closing words, or you guys are good?
I'm going to be texting everybody who got a membership. I'm going to be sending you some info. So just give me a few, because there was a few of y'all that went on there.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, you guys, and enjoy your night, everyone.
Take care.